Welcome back to Mascoutah, Illinois, as we get set to start the second game of this split doubleheader. Mustangs fell in the first game to Mascoutah, 9-2. It was a great opening day experience for the Mustangs, though. 4 different guys pitched and definitely did some good things out there. And now they'll end up playing Civic Memorial, Illinois, out of Bethalto, Illinois. Civic actually had a game earlier today. They beat Staunton 4-0, and then their bus showed up about 45 minutes ago, as Mascoutah still will serve as the host, but it'll be Civic Memorial, the home team, against the Menomonie Mustangs, the visiting team. As we look at the starting lineups, we'll start out here with Civic Memorial. Their leadoff man will be their pitcher, number 15, Jacob Flowers. Flowers out there getting warmed up for the Eagles. Batting second will be their DH, number 21, Tyler Mills. He'll be DHing for the center fielder, number 10, Christian Garrett. The third hitter for the Eagles will be number 22, Noah Peterson, the catcher. The cleanup man, the first baseman, number 14, Cale Hawk. Playing left field for Civic Memorial will be Riley Lamb, number 17, and playing right field, number 9, Elijah Grun. Jack Pining will be playing third base and batting 7th. Trent Heflin playing second base and batting 8th. And Tanner Holkamp, the shortstop, will be batting 9th for the Eagles. For the Mustangs, they'll be led off again by junior center fielder James Hoff. He'll be followed by shortstop A.J. Zadowski, and the third place hitter will be junior number 1, Owen Welch. Kane Johnson, who caught the first game, he'll be DHing the second game, the senior, the cleanup hitter for Menomonie. Batting 5th and pitching will be Max Erickson, the sophomore. And starting at third base, the sophomore, number 13, Tanner Mars. Starting left field, the freshman, Easton Anderson. And starting behind the plate, the sophomore, Charlie Mikesel. Billy Casey playing right field for the Mustangs. And playing first base, Nick Sheff. And we're off and running, James Hoff. First pitch to Hoff, Eric, what was it?
I believe it was a ball.
All right, so it looks like it might be 2-0. Umpire hasn't really made much for an indication on anything yet so far. That one he calls a strike, so I believe the count is 2-1 to the leadoff man, James Hoff. Ground ball by James up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, rifled over to first, not there in time, off the glove of the first baseman. I think he had to stretch up the line to try to field that one. Hit or error, Eric?
Let's go that one, hit.
Sounds good to me. Base hit for James Hoff, leading off the top of the first inning. That was a tough play for the shortstop, and with the speedy James Hoff running, we'll give him an infield hit. So batting now, the shortstop, A.J. Zadowski. A.J. put the ball in play 3 times in the first game. I think he had 1 hit to show for it. Yeah, fly out single and reached on an air. That one, A.J. pops to the right side. It's drifting out of play. Right fielder's giving a chase, but it is out of play. So new life for the junior shortstop from Menomonie.
I believe it's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, from our angle here, it just really isn't very possible to see the scoreboard, and unless the umpire gives us an indication, it's pretty difficult to keep track, but we're doing the best we can. Throw over to first, James Hoff back in there safely. So the day started with the Mustangs taking on the Mascoutah Indians. There goes Hoff. Ground ball by Zadowski in the hole. That's going to be trouble. Fielded by the shortstop all the way to first. A.J. beat it out. Did they call him out?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Well, that was pretty obvious that he had beat the throw. But I don't know. So Hoff will move to second on the fielder's choice. 6-3 on the putout. There's no way that they got him. That's not just a dad talking there. But Owen Welch will now bat with James Hoff at second base. 1 out. Pitch to Welch is high. Ball 1. I don't know, Eric. Did you see it differently?
Yeah, he definitely beat that one out.
It was like a full step. That one misses outside to Owen. So Mustangs looking to get on the scoreboard. They scored 2 runs in the 4th inning last game. Otherwise, Muscuda kept them blanked the rest of the game. This pitch to Welch is in there for a strike.
I think it's the same umpires, but they just switch roles.
Yeah, that's typically what you see in a doubleheader. And certainly appreciate them umpiring.
Yep.
It's okay to see things different once in a while. That one reached at by Welch, swing and a miss. And like we talked about this morning, I mean, this is the first outing for the Mustangs. You can see a little bit of rust being shaken off, but all in all, pretty impressive opening day here so far for Menomonie. That one swung on, missed, and Welch goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
Now it's up to Kane Johnson.
So Kane Johnson, the senior, he, like we talked about, he caught the first game. In that first game, Kane went 1 for 2. He had a hit in the 6th inning. He scored a run after a walk in the 4th. Actually, I think Bailey Casey scored the run. Courtesy running for Kane when Kane was catching. And Johnson takes the first pitch there for a strike. So with the speedy James Hoff leading away from second, a base hit to the outfield probably will score the runner. James should get a good jump, but that pitch is high and outside for a ball. On deck for Menomonie is Max Erickson. That one skied to left field. Left fielder's camping under it. James rounding third, but that ball is going to be caught, and it is. And that will end the inning. So the Mustangs get a runner on. James Hoff with an infield single, but then a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and a flyout will end the frame for Menomonie. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. After a half inning complete, Menomonie 0, Civic Memorial coming up. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Muscuda, Illinois. Game 2 of the split doubleheader to open the season for the Mustangs. Mustangs not able to push a run across in the top of the first. And Max Erickson, the sophomore flamethrower for Menomonie, working through his warm-up pitches here in the bottom of the first. Defensively for the Mustangs, from the outfield from left to right will be Easton Anderson in left. He also started the first game in left field. Freshman Anderson. James Hoff in center. In right field, Bailey Casey will get the start out there. Third base, Taylor Mars seeing his first action in the field. A.J. Zadowski at short. Owen Welch at second. And Nick Sheff getting his first action in the field over at first. Also getting his first action, the sophomore catcher, Charlie Mikesell. He'll be calling the balls and strikes for, actually calling the pitches, I should say, for Max Erickson. And the first pitch from Erickson is a nice one, but called low and outside, ball 1. So Jacob Flowers leading off for the Civic Memorial Eagles. He also is their pitcher. That one is in there. It's now 1-1.
Yeah, Max pitched a little bit last year, especially in Legion.
Yeah, and he threw in the spring as well, oftentimes getting the second end of a doubleheader. And looks like that one nipped Flowers, and he's going to reach on a hit by pitch. First runner for the Eagles. And that'll bring up the DH, Tyler Mills. Mills is DHing for the center fielder, Christian Garrett.
Looks like number 2 for Civic is pinch running.
Okay, so we do have a pinch runner. Let's see if we can locate a roster here. Number 2 is Justin Benov, I think is this how you say that last name. First pitch to Mills is a little bit up. Mustangs got bit by a few walks in the first game. We talked about it, Eric, some real long at-bats for the Muscuda Indians. Did a real nice job spoiling some tough pitches. Seemed like the Mustangs didn't get a couple calls with 2 strikes, but Max Erickson fires one in there.
Yep.
That evens the count at 1. Boy, that sun feels good now. Really starting to warm up a little bit. When that wind dies down, really makes a big difference as well. The morning started out in the low 40s and supposed to peak out around 60 degrees or so, but definitely this sun has some pretty good intensity to it. That one swung on and off Mars playing third base. Taylor giving a chase now into left field. Covering third is the shortstop Zadowski, but that's going to go as a base hit. Hard hit ball right at Mars. Play could have been made, but it certainly was a high degree of difficulty. We'll go ahead and give that one a hit for Tyler Mills, the DH for the Civic Memorial Eagles. So moving on the play to second will be Jacob Flowers. So now Civic Memorial has guys at first and second, nobody out. Nice stop there by Charlie Mikesel, the sophomore catcher from Menomonie, keeping the runners where they're at. Flowers at second, Mills at first, and Noah Peterson, the catcher, now batting for Civic Memorial.
Yeah, let's see if the Mustangs can get a double play.
That's a double play ball. Ground ball hit to Zadowski, but off his glove. It had a lot of top spin and took a high hop. AJ not able to get that one. That's going to go as an error on the shortstop, and Flowers comes in to score. I think AJ was sitting back for that high hop, but that thing had so much top spin that when it hit the ball on the bounce, it really just kind of took off on him. So Mills will move to second. Peterson reaches on the E6, and it's 1-0 Civic Memorial.
Yeah, that could have been a double play ball, but instead, still runners at first and second with a run home for Civic.
Max Erickson looking to get ahead of the hitters there, a little bit high on that one. This is Cale Hawk, the first baseman for Civic Memorial. Tall right-handed hitter. That pitch there a little bit outside, says the umpire.
That one looked kind of like a changeup.
Yeah, sometimes might have just taken a little bit off trying to get one over.
Yeah.
Max just missing a little bit outside again on that one.
No down.
Looks like Landon Middlestead's going to head out to the bullpen and get loose here for the Mustangs.
I think they have 6 or 5.
Welcome back. Welcome back here to Muskota High School. Check. Welcome back to Muskota High School. I think we may have finally got things squared away here. I think, unfortunately, it's so sunny, perhaps some of the equipment overheated. Try to get you caught up. Hopefully you've been able to watch a little bit on the video stream. But Mustangs trailing really had kind of an atrocious first inning, several errors. But since then have really settled in and just had a great half inning of work from Landon Middlestead. Charlie Mikesel led off the inning here and grounded out on what was a really close play. Bang play. I guess from my slanted vantage point, looked like safe to me, but it was called out. And that one there, another ground out to lead to the second out of the inning. And now the leadoff hitter, James Hoff, will bat for the Mustangs. James led off this game with an infield hit. Popped out to the third baseman a second time up, and that time reaches on an error by the shortstop. So with 2 outs, the Mustangs get a runner. So that'll bring up A.J. Zadowski. A.J. grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning. Flew out, popped out to the right fielder in the third inning, and this time he grounds one up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. He steps on second, throws to first. Maybe he never did step on second, but that's going to be an out at first base, and that will end the inning. So Mustangs get nothing. They do end up with a runner who is stranded, and we'll head it to the bottom of the fifth. Mustangs trailing 8-0. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Muskota High School. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties we had with the sound. We are heading to the bottom of the fifth inning. Mustangs trailing 8-0. After the difficult start there at the beginning, Mustangs have really settled in. A couple highlights from early in the game. Taylor Mars, sophomore, 2 real nice hits. A double that he had in his first at-bat, and then a single. And Landon Middlestead really did a nice job out there pitching. Really looked good out there for Menomonie. Now on the mound for the Mustangs, getting his first appearance of the season, is Rex Stroud. Rex, a junior right-handed pitcher. Started the opening game at second base, then he moved out to right field. Kind of a jack of all trades. I know he can play some third base as well. Eric, can we hear you?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for coming back over now that we got this fixed. So Rex gets ahead of the hitter here from Civic Memorial. This is the cleanup hitter, Cale Hawk. Hawk reached on a error to the center fielder, fly ball in the first inning and scored. I think he grounded out to the first baseman in the second. And then Rex quickly ahead of him, 0-2 here in the fifth. Mustangs need to hold serve so they can get another at-bat. Pretty sure the 10-run rule would be in effect if the Eagles from Civic Memorial scored 2 more runs. Good waste on that 2-strike pitch there from Rex. Yeah, the sun really came out here for the second game, and I think perhaps it was just too much. We've been out here set up since about, 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning, probably about 9:30, and I think maybe just too much sun on some of the equipment. So once that soundboard cooled down, we're able to get it started back up and live and learn, I guess. And there's a swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove of Charlie Mikesell. Great job by the sophomore Mikesell holding on to that one. And Rex Strout strikes out Cale Hawk. So that's going to bring up number 2 for Civic Memorial. He was not in the starting lineup. I think I do have a roster here somewhere in my photos. Rex Strout is dealing. Strike 1.
Yeah.
Ahead again. Eric, what'd you do when you were away for a little bit?
I watched the game for a little bit.
Yeah?
Played some catch with the football. Nice day for that.
Oh, beautiful. There's a grounder to third. Bat past Mars, but Zadowski fields in the hole, rifles it across, and the throw is up the line just a little bit. That's going to be an infield hit for number 2, Justin Banovs. He was hitting for Riley Lamb. Banovs, close enough. So that'll be a base hit. So there's 1 out, runner on first. Rex Strout on the mound for the Mustangs. Now batting is Elijah Gruen. Gruen pops one high. Charlie Mikesell's giving a chase and not able to get to it. I'll tell you, this high sky has really been difficult for both teams, but especially the Mustangs. I don't know that the Mustangs have caught even 10% of the balls that have been up in the air this game. And when you look up, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's one of those real high, dark blue skies, and really causing difficulty, especially for the Menomonie team that really has not been outside at all to start the season. So runners going on that one. Mikesell's throw to second. 2 hopper into the second baseman covering. That's number 3 out there for Menomonie. So there's a new second baseman out there. I think that's Zach Miller playing second.
Yep.
There's a grounder under the glove of the shortstop, Zadowski.
That's going to score a run.
That's an error on the shortstop. AJ tried to field that one on the run, and
now the Mustangs
didn't get his glove down.
are getting threatened by the 10-run rule. 9-0. We believe.
Okay, so tell you, when Menomonies played good defense, they've looked pretty sharp, but you can tell that, again, I was talking to AJ between games. He had one in the first game that he struggled with, and he commented how different it is fielding the ball off the natural turf compared to fielding it in the fieldhouse gym where everything is a true hop. But nonetheless, plays need to be made, or Mustangs will be out of here on a 10-run rule if the next runner scores.
Yeah, in the field house, you can kind of like calculate where that ball is going to bounce, because it doesn't take any bad hops or anything, but out here, it's much different.
That one there, AJ just didn't look like he got his glove down to the ground.
Yeah.
So this is Dane Godar. He's pinch hitting for Jack Peening. This book is such a mess from the issues that we had trying to get the sound back going. It's probably not too accurate. But Rex Stroh doing a good job for the Mustangs on the hill. It looks like Mitch Scribner's out there in left field. James Hoff still in center. Who do we got out there in right field there, Eric?
Is that Bryson Anderson?
I think that is Bryson Anderson out there in right field. Taylor Mars at third, A.J. Zadowski at short, Zach Miller at second, Nick Sheff at first, Charlie Mikesell behind the plate, and Rex Stroud on the mound. And that strikeout by Stroud is the second strikeout and second out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Mustangs 1 out away from securing the opportunity to hit again in the top of the sixth. This is number 23, Trent Heflin. He popped to the shortstop. Infield, actually that was a infield fly rule. I think that was one of those where nobody in the infield could see it, but it was ruled an infield fly, so that was an out in the first inning. In the third inning, he grounded out to short, and now the eighth place hitter is batting here with a couple strikes. Swung on and fouled back. He stays alive. Good hustle from Owen Welch, getting that foul ball. Good to see Owen staying involved. Good leadership there, even though he's not out in the field at this moment.
Yep.
That pitch from Drought, good waist pitch, up high, trying to get the batter to chase, but to no avail. Well, Eric, who do you got in the Final Four games this evening?
Well, Purdue, NC State. It'll be fun to see the big men from both teams play. I know NC State has that one big guy, and then Purdue obviously has Zach Edey.
Yeah.
I think Purdue will win that one.
So you got Purdue beating NC State?
Yep. And then
Connecticut and Alabama, right?
Yeah, I think UConn will pull away with that one. I think 2 number 1 seeds are going to be in the championship.
That pitch from Drought hammered to left field. Scribner's giving it a chase, and it's foul. Thank goodness for the Mustangs. That thing went wide of the line because it was hit hard, and that probably would have ended the game.
Yeah, who do you have in the Final Four?
Well, I had Purdue beating Illinois in the championship game, and obviously Illinois didn't make it through.
Yep.
So I'm probably cheering for Alabama and Purdue, and wouldn't mind seeing Purdue win the whole darn thing. But back to this game, Rex Strout trying to get the Mustangs to the next inning. That one's a pop-up. Giving chase is Zadowski from shortstop. He calls off Mars. AJ makes the catch. And finally a ball in the air that the Mustangs are able to secure. That is a F6, and that will be the third out of the inning. So we will head it to the top of the sixth. Mustangs are trailing 9-0, but again, on this early spring training type of trip, every at-bat that they get is an at-bat that will help get them ready for the regular season. So we'll be back in just a minute. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Mascoutah, Illinois. Mustangs looking to closed the gap a little bit, trailing in this one. Really just kind of a comedy of errors in the first inning was the big problem, but after that it's been fairly even. And leading off for the Mustangs here in the top of the sixth is going to be Zach Miller. Zach played some second base in the last half inning, and Zach takes a look at that one, a fastball for strike one. On deck, it looks like Nick Sheff is going to hit for himself. He was being DH'd for by Kane Johnson. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to double check that. But Zach Miller was batting for Owen Welch there, and he's retired. Who caught that one? The third baseman?
I'm pretty sure the shortstop caught
All
that
right.
one.
So we got an F6 for the first out of the inning. So, yeah, Nick Sheff will now bat for himself. Kane Johnson had DH'd. Kane had a real nice line drive his last time up, snagged by the pitcher. Otherwise, that thing was bound for center field. But good opening day for Kane Johnson, the senior catcher, and now Nick Sheff, senior first baseman. Nick had a real nice play, a couple nice plays out there in the field. Had an unassisted play over that first base, and then also had another play where made a nice effort. So Nick Sheff now batting. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Nice hop, picked up, thrown across the diamond, and he gets Sheff for the second out of the inning on a 5-3 putout.
Yeah, Menomonie, they've hit the ball pretty well. It's just not many got through for base hits. They've been barreling it pretty good, but only a couple hits to show for it.
So Taylor Mars is now batting for Menomonie.
He's 2 for 2, right?
Taylor Mars is 2 for 2, and he's hit the ball real hard twice, a double and a single. The single he might have actually hit harder. And there's a nice little rip, but that one right at the second baseman. And he'll retire Mars for the third out of the inning. So the Mustangs go down 1-2-3, but 3 pretty good at-bats with plenty of contact. And we'll head it to the bottom of the sixth. Mustangs trailing 9-0. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Muscuda, Illinois, and we're getting down towards the end of this opening day doubleheader. On the pitch now for Menomonie is going to be the freshman, Easton Anderson. Easton getting his first taste of varsity baseball today. Eric, I know we talked about this in the first game, one of your teammates for several years, and good to see Easton get a chance on the mound.
Yep. Hopefully he can do pretty well and keep it at 9-0.
Well, Easton has pretty electric stuff when he's throwing strikes. He can throw a fastball, a breaking ball, and he just threw a changeup in his warm-ups. I think Easton's got a real bright future ahead of him. And we take a look at the defensive alignment. It looks like it's Charlie Mikesell still going to be behind the plate. He's caught this entire second game. Kane Johnson caught the first game. Charlie Mikesell the second game. Taylor Mars is over at third base, and now at shortstop is going to be Luke Bistel. He'll give A.J. Zadowski a breather. Out at second base, I think that's still Zach Miller, and at first, Nick Sheff. Out in the outfield, it looks like there's been a few more changes, and you might have to help me. I do think that's still James Hoff in center. I think Hoff's played the entire day out there. And is that Mitch Scribner still out in left?
Kind of looks like Rick Stroud a little bit.
I thought Rex had sleeves on, but the guys are starting to lose some layers as this sun comes down or beats down.
Yeah, 24. I think that's.
Is that Rex out there and left?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think Bryson Anderson is still in right.
So Rex Stroughton left maybe, Bryson Anderson and right, and here comes Easton Anderson, the freshman hurler. Batting for Civic Memorial. Is number 3. Must be a pinch hitter here. This is Carter Braun. So Braun batting in the 9th slot. Easton working out of the stretch, even with nobody on base. We see some guys like to do that, keep things consistent. Me personally, I hated throwing out of the stretch. I wasn't much of a pitcher anyway, but I like winding up and getting everything behind it. But that one's hit out to left field. Drifting back on it is a left fielder, and I think that's Rex Strout. We're not 100% certain, but he makes the catch. So whoever it was, he did one heck of a good job for 1 out in the inning. So coming to bat now is what you'd probably consider the MVP here for Civic Memorial, Jacob Flowers. He was the starting pitcher. He hit a home run in the 2nd inning. That thing cleared the left field fence by just a little bit, got it up in the wind, but nevertheless a pretty darn good poke here for Jacob Flowers. He also had a single back in the 4th. And he's ahead 2-0 here in what will probably be his final at-bat of the day.
Yeah, bottom of the 6th. Probably not going to be a bottom of the 7th unless the Mustangs can really come back in the top of the 7th.
That's right. Gonna need 9.
Yep.
But you never know. Mustangs are hoping to get an opportunity to bat in the 7th, but they're going to have to deal with a 1-out walk to Jacob Flowers. And now batting is going to be Tyler Mills. He was the DH, and I think Christian Garrett hit for him in the 4th inning. But now Mills re-entering here in the 6th. That one swung on and fouled up over the backstop. Good job by the freshman Easton Anderson to get on top with 1 out here in the 6th. That breaking ball is low. Nice stop there by Charlie Meixel. That thing had quite a bit of bite to it and did not make the plate, but Charlie Meixel doing a real good job, the sophomore catcher, knocking that one down, keeping the runner at first. Easton bringing the fastball on that one. Mills way late on it. Sometimes, Eric, you throw that breaking ball, even if you don't throw it for a strike, it makes that next fastball look that much faster.
Yep.
That one's laced up the middle. Line drive base hit, fielded by the center fielder James Hoff, who relays it into Luke Bistel. And there's now runners at 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, I think after seeing that fastball in the previous pitch, he was now ready for it.
Timed back up for it, huh? Well, I got a text from Mrs. Hasse. The girls softball team is playing in Pewaukee today. And at first the update said that the Mustangs were up 10-4. And then she texted again a little while later saying that the girls won. So congratulations to the girls softball team on knocking off Pewaukee. Not sure if 10-4 was the final score, but regardless, according to Mrs. Hasse, the girls softball team picked up a big victory, and they're on a little bit of a spring trip too down by the Milwaukee area. Talking to Macy Marlette, one of the pitchers on the softball team. She talked about the girls going to the Brewer game as part of their trip. So Brewers hosting the Seattle Mariners this weekend. Brewers got a walk-off walk last night, Eric.
Yep.
4 walks in a row, I think is what I read.
You don't see that too often.
No, not in the big leagues especially. 4 walks in a row after the Brewers had given up the lead in the top of the 9th. Tied the game going to the bottom of the 9th, and I think it was just the first 4 guys up walked, and that was the game. But here we are in the bottom of the 6th. Easton Anderson trying to get the Mustangs to the 7th, but there's a walk to the catcher, Noah Peterson. And the Civic Memorial Eagles now have the bases loaded. There's 1 away. I'm pretty sure that a run here will end the game. We're not banking on that necessarily, but pretty sure that's what would happen. Now batting is going to be a pinch hitter, number 24, August Frankford. August Frankford, I think he's a junior. It's quite the name, August Frankford.
Yep.
He'll bat for the first baseman, Kyle Hawk.
Two-0.
Yeah, pretty sure. And that might be it. That fastball is spiked all the way to the backstop. The run scores, and
looks like
I think that's going to be it. So the game will end on that wild pitch. It'll be a 10-0 victory for Civic Memorial, and kind of a downer way to end the day. But you know, Eric, just to kind of wrap up this entire broadcast, again, we apologize for some of the audio difficulties. We learned something here on opening day. We can't leave the soundboard out in the sun too long. I think that's probably what was it. But we also learned that this is going to be a fun Menomonie Mustangs baseball team this year. A lot of young talent, like Coach Sloviak said, definitely have some experience, but some young experience. So great to get these guys outside. You know, if they clean up some of those errors and clean up a few of the walks, I think this team's ready to compete when they go back north.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was pretty, even though we didn't do very well, I think it was a pretty good day, and just getting the reps that we needed and getting all the rust off.
Well, and I think the plan is tomorrow they're going to head up to Beloit, and Beloit College might have a game going. I don't know if the Mustangs are going to get any kind of practice in tomorrow or if they're just going to catch a little baseball on the way home. But regardless, great activity for Coach Sloviak and the boys. They do start the season 0-2. I would kind of classify these as spring training games, playing against teams that already have played 12, 13 plus games. So that definitely makes a difference, especially in the sport of baseball. And but this couple game experience will get the Mustangs ready for what they have in store. And speaking of what they have in store, as the Mustangs head back north, certainly everyone will be keeping an eye on the weather, but it's going to get pretty busy pretty quick. Starting on Tuesday, April 9th, the Mustangs will be traveling to Hudson to take on the Raiders. So they hit the Big Rivers Conference right away on Tuesday, April 9th. Hudson will be returning to Menomonie on Thursday then, and that's the way the Big Rivers Conference works. Play one game away, then the other game home. That also allows that in the event of a rainout, it's easier for scheduling to try to put together a doubleheader. So then Hudson will be here on Friday. So Tuesday at Hudson, Thursday at Menomonie, and then Friday the Mustangs will be hosting Wausau West before a doubleheader on Saturday at Marshfield. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, doubleheader Saturday. It's going to be a busy week for the Mustangs. as they get ready to get going with their regular season. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up. We got to put this stuff away. It's been a fun day, but a long day, and time for us to get out of here and go watch some basketball. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for watching us on Mustangs TV. For my partner and color man and number 2 son, Eric, this is Joel Zadowski signing off. You've been watching Mustangs TV.